This great nation will endure as it has endured. We'll revive and we'll prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
I was born in El Paso.
Okay.
We moved to California when I was about, 5 or 6 years old. So it only went to the 8th grade. And then we had to go travel to the nearest town where they had
Was it far?
a
Was it
high
pretty
school.
far?
No, it was only about 5 or 6 miles. Mount Diablo.
Mount
Diablo High School. They had archery only for the girls. Yeah, I'm sure what it was archery. Some of the kids did. Most of them did, but I was a little skinny kid. I got in right at the last end, and my father was a farmer, so he rented land from the government. My father had, I don't know what they do, one or two horses, something like that. He didn't have a tractor or anything like that. So he had to do his plowing and leveling the ground.
Oh, with the horses?
With the horses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then he had a seat made. I don't know if he had it made or he bought it, or whatever. Anyway, there was a seat that was placed in the middle of that big, I think it's called a drag. I had some cousins, a couple of cousins. I don't know if they were twins or what, but they were brother and sister.
Yeah.
And first their mother died, and then for a while the father couldn't take care of them, and so here I was, 5 years old, 6 years old, and I told my mom and dad, why don't you have them come and live with us? They told me, well, we barely have enough for ourselves to eat. And I popped up and I said, well, they can have half of mine, or a third of mine, each one. I'll split my part in 3 pieces, and then they can have some. You should see my mom cried.
Yeah?
We couldn't take them in, it was hard times. There was 7 brothers and sisters. Anyway, when we moved up here, my dad sure missed it. He missed working his own land. Well, most of it was rented from the government. He didn't have the land
For himself?
Yeah, to work it himself. So he had to work for other people here.
Oh, okay.
So then my mom started, this was during the war, and so they were calling for help all over the place because all the able-bodied men were all either joined up or drafted to go in the Army, or Army in well, back then there was no Air Force. So then when they started having they had what they called the Army Air Force. But finally they realized that the Air Force had to be a force of its own. Well, first I was in the Naval Reserve.
Oh, okay.
And I was an electronic technician.
What?
Which I went to school, at the same time. Well, at the time there were no real civilian schools. Sir, I'm going to go join the Air Force. No war or anything like that. We were just backup or maintenance. Where I grew up is no longer there. The Navy bought the whole town and took the giant bulldozers to most of the buildings. They did save the main ones. They saved the Catholic Church because it was built way back in the 1800s. And they saved some of the houses, and they saved the American Legion Hall. I think I had a great life.
You think so?
Yeah.